everybody, Cynthia here from Recollect and Ramble. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to those of you who have come to visit me before, and a hearty welcome to those of you who are just visiting me for the first time. For all of you out there, make sure you like and comment, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I would love that. I've had lots of new subscribers lately, and I'm ever so grateful for that. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed. All right, today I am going to share with you a junk journal that I recently made. This was also part of the junk journal class that I taught locally here in Dubuque. And this particular journal, I'm pretty sure I'm keeping this one. Yeah, just because there were some kind of goofy things that happened with it that I completely understand. But I just don't want to pass that on to somebody new. So some imperfections in this that I am happy to put up with, and somebody else might not be. so that's why. Now I found this sweet little book, The Four Feathers, in pretty rough condition at a local thrift store, but I did love the cover. And I disassembled the book, I tore it apart, I kept the original front and back cover. And of course, as usual, I finished those covers with some metal book corners. I did sort of an open spine binding. I did use the original spine from the book. Of course, it was so faded that you can't hardly see any of the writing on it, but you know it's there, so that's just part of why I do it. Yeah, so I used my special binding here to bind the covers then to the spine. It does close with this beautiful sort of golden yellow satin ribbon. And let's get started. All right, so I covered the inside of the covers with some beautiful scrapbook paper. So this is modern scrapbook paper. And throughout you're gonna find a mix of papers. There's scrapbook paper, there's dictionary pages, napkins, doilies, some beautiful rice paper, book pages, all kinds of things. And we'll see that as we go through. Okay, to start off here under this sweet little spiral book clip, paper clip is a journal card that was sent to me by my friend Barbara in some Happy Mail. And I did a video on that Happy Mail, and I will link it right up in the corner there. So yeah, really love that. So I wanted that to be a part of my new junk journal. All right, as we turn the page. Now here, I wanted to antique a paper doily, and so I just laid it on the back of that piece of scrapbook paper and used my inking tool on it, and it left these beautiful imprints, which I just loved. I added a little bit of a mini collage down here in the corner just for some interest. Here is some, I love this cattywampus grid paper, ledger paper. I've had that in a lot of my journals. Here is some music paper, sheet music put in, and then an altered paper clip here with the late Queen Elizabeth on this beautiful teal colored stamp, along with some vintage lace, some feed sack material, a vintage ticket, and then some paper flowers. So yeah, just a sweet little decorated paper clip, and someday hopefully I will be putting something wonderful and interesting underneath that paper clip. Here's a book page it's from a children's sort of World Atlas book, and I think this was Greece actually. This is one of the first things that happened, and it's the reason why I'm just going to keep this book. I thought that I could make a pocket that went from this side of the signature to the other, and I'll show you what I mean by that. We'll find the other side of that particular page somewhere here. And it just, it doesn't work. With the folding of the papers and stuff, the pocket wants to continue to pull up in different places. It didn't quite work, but it doesn't bother me. So I have just decided to kind of leave it that way. I added a tag that was made from one of my masterboard collages, and that just sits right down in there. This is a vintage map of Little Rock, Arkansas. A good friend of mine and her husband moved to Dubuque from Little Rock, and she brought these maps to the class, and so I decided to use part of that in this journal. And I just kind of loved this this hole was already there, so I just kind of liked it that way. Also, somebody brought to class a catalog that had a lot of artwork in it, and I feel really bad. I kind of wish I would have made note of who this artist is, but I love this truck. So I just put that on some plain craft cardstock and stuck it in there under a bright colored paper clip with just some vintage pink ribbon on there just to make it look pretty. Again, some modern scrapbook paper, a lovely doily, papered doily, and then a vintage dictionary page that I did back with this beautiful napkin just using some gel medium. In the center here is a nice winter themed envelope. I did add a label here with mushrooms, you know, my favorite. Owls and mushrooms, I just love them. And inside the envelope, so the binding for this signature is actually inside the envelope here. But inside this, I added another one of my collage masterboard journal cards. And yeah, I just love that. That sits right down in here. Hope you can see that. Sits right down in here, and this flower just rests kind of on the outside of the envelope there. Okay, moving on, this is the second half of the signature, so you'll see a repeat of all of those pages. Here I did a little corner tuck spot from a vintage playing card. There's a Denmark stamp, there's paper doily, there's paper flowers. There's a little bit of seed feed sack material and a vintage mother of pearl button. Inside here is just another kind of craft cardstock journal card that I decorated with pretty paper and just a little bit of mini collage with some vintage trading stamps on there. All right, here's the other side of that ill-conceived pocket with a little journal card tucked down in there. I just love these illustrations. I thought they were so beautiful. Some more of that music paper, and on the back of that is yet another little corner tuck spot with a masterboard journal card. And this is one of the other sort of catawampus things that happened with this. This is a stamp from Hungary, and I think that I wanted this particular embellishment to be the other way around. That might be why the music paper is also upside down. So I think I just bound this whole page in here upside down. And so anyway, it's just kind of one of the catawampus things. But I do love it. It's got some pretty paper scraps, some feed sack material, and a beautiful paper flower. All right, now here is another part of my collage masterboard that I did add a label to here, and I made a pocket out of this one. So it's just got a parchment style cardstock journal card that tucks right down in there and slides under that paper clip. Okay, so that is the end of the first signature. Heading on to the second, again, some pretty scrapbook paper, a very nice journal card here that's got just a little bit of collage down the side of it. This is Micronesia and New Guinea, as you can tell, New Caledonia. Tucked in here. Now, this is another one of those pockets that goes through the signature to the other side. This one works a little bit better going in this direction. There's a little masterboard journal card in there, some vintage ledger, some beautiful scrapbook paper, and then a top tuck spot with some collaged elements up there, and then this beautiful craft cardstock journal card. Another dictionary page that I backed actually with some pattern paper this time. And then also in here is, this is from those coloring books that were so popular a few years ago. I don't know if they still are, but I particularly like the designs in this one. So I've been slowly using the pages from it in some of my junk journals. Here's another piece of pretty scrapbook paper, and this paper I backed with some tissue paper that I have that I love this floral. Here's the center of the signature, and I have used one of my treasured mother of pearl buttons there in the center to hold the binding strings together. Here's the other half of that coloring page. I do believe there's just a little tear in the page here, so I just covered it with a little paper tab. More of the dictionary page. This one I did wrap a paper doily around, and then some nice scrapbook paper in there. I used one of my wax seals actually in this one. Glued that on there and used that as a little tuck spot for a masterboard journal card. Now this is one of those washi strips that I showed you in my in one of my Temu haul videos. And I really love those. I think they're so beautiful. Here I can tuck something on this side too. I just haven't yet. More of that ledger paper. And then the other half of that pocket, this one faces up, but it seems to work better than the other ones. So that one just sits in there like that. And then some collage elements down here. All right, this is the end of the second signature. Just another beautiful journal card in there. Started the third signature. I have a little masterboard, kind of a pocket up here, and just a little journal card that sits right inside that. Over on the other side is a side tuck spot and another masterboard journal card. Sits right down in there. I think it looks so beautiful there. Some more of that map, but this part of the map had notes, space for notes on the back, so I thought that would be great in a journal. Here's some beautiful handmade rice paper. It has real like little leaves and sprigs, petals, and this is a whole flower head just pressed right in there into that paper, and I just love that. Some of this beautiful scrapbook paper you may have seen in some of my stash busting ephemera, and that I backed with some paper I got from a friend of mine. This came in with a pair of new shoes that she got, and she saw this tissue paper and she said, "I know somebody who will appreciate that." And so she brought me this paper, and I thought I should use that in my junk journal, and so I did. All right, here's a little bit of a children's music book, I think a piano instruction book, and then this beautiful card with a wren and a birdhouse here. So just a blank card in the middle. Again, one of my lovely little mother of pearl buttons holding the binding strings together. And then on the back, I did make a few of these not journal cards, tuck spots using old button cards. So this has a whole pile of different things in it. I think like candy wrappers and lace and fabric and a stamp, and yeah, anyway, I just love that one, and so that'll be a nice place to tuck something in there. And here we are on the second half of our final signature. Here again, some beautiful flowers pressed into that rice paper. That notes and addresses part of the Little Rock map. More of the ledger paper, and this was going to be just like the other one and be a pocket, and I kind of forgot and kind of went crazy, and I just glued the whole thing down. So now it's just a journal card. So that just fits right there under that little spiral paper clip. And then here finally is the last page. I did make another journal card out of a scrap of scrapbook paper and one of the label stickers that I got from Temu. And then here's just a sweet little mini collage of different elements down there in the corner. There's the inside of the back cover, and there's a shot of the actual back cover. And that is my latest little junk journal. As I said, I think that this one is going to stay with me just because there's some quirky things about it. If I were to decide to post this anywhere, I will certainly let all of you know. So I want to thank you for stopping by. If you enjoyed that, please be sure to comment. Let me know what you liked. You can also comment and let me know what you didn't like. I would like that too. And or just leave me a comment to say hi. Let me know you stopped by. And I hope you guys are all preparing to have a great new year in 2024. I know I am. I'm looking forward to making lots of new items this year. So thanks again for stopping. Be sure to like, comment, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And then you'll be first to know if there's a new video out there. And I would love for you to come back and visit. Thanks so much. Happy New Year, you guys, and goodbye.